Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Scree Hiker here. In this video, I'm going to give you a video guide to Vromans Nose. We're going to talk about the major trails that are on the mountain, some of the places where you can access those trails, and some of the things you might want to look out for when you get up on top. Some of the interesting things that you may find when you get up there. So, follow along. Now when you make your way up the trail from the parking lot, you're going to have a choice right off the bat. You can take the main trail, which is the green trail, that goes up the carriage road. Or you can take a left on the yellow trail. This goes around the back side of Vromans Nose and comes up on the actually east side of the mountain. That way is a little bit more difficult, so if you're here with smaller kids, or if you're not quite as healthy as you think you are, you might going to want to take the carriage trail. Now if you take a look at this tree, you got a couple of blazes here, and if you don't know how the blaze system works, basically, usually you have just one blaze on there that marks the trail. If you have two blazes, the top blaze actually shows you the direction the trail goes, so that you know when you come up to this yellow blaze that the top one is off to the left, and then you know that the trail goes off to the left. That's how you use the blazes. Okay, so we decided to take the yellow trail. It's actually out of the trails that actually access the mountain. This is probably about the medium one. The hardest one is actually the long path, and that comes up on the front of the mountain in the scree fields. One of the access trails to the mountain is the blue trail. Take a look right behind me here. This comes up from Church Street. There's not really a parking area there, but there's some roadside parking. If you pull in, you can make your way up this trail. Now this is also the long path trail. If you can take a look, you see the green swatch there. And the long path trail is a trail that starts about almost, I would say about 300 miles from here in George Washington Bridge, and it makes its way all the way up through New York and ends at Thatcher Park. And a portion of that trail actually follows the blue trail on Vromans Nose. And you will recognize the long path by the brilliant green blaze or aqua blaze. Here, let me show you real quick. You're going to see that it gets really wide, especially in the wet spots. Try and resist the urge to go off trail, because what it does is it exposes the roots, and basically what you're going to end up doing is the same thing that's in the middle of the trail here, even further. Creates more erosion, makes it difficult to take care of the trail. So when you can, just stay on the trail. As you travel the blue trail and the long path, you're going to run into another trail that starts here and ends back over onto the green trail on the other side. That's the carriage road trail. And the orange trail is actually a nice little woodland trail that cuts across the back side of Vromans Nose. There's no access to any parking area, but it's a neat little trail to walk, especially if you kind of want to get away from the crowds up here. It's a nice, peaceful little woodland walk. Now, the thing that makes the blue trail a little more rigorous is the last probably quarter or third of the trail gets real steep before you get up to the escarpment or the top of the mountain. If you're not looking for exercise, you definitely want to work on coming up the dark green trail, the carriage road. once you get up on top, it's really actually a very nice walk. Nice level path. You can enjoy the escarpment, but if you have little ones, make sure you keep an eye on them because it can get real dangerous. Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Hey, puppy. Now the last trail that I was talking about, the long path that comes up the front, actually starts down on Route 30. I don't know if you can see it down below. And there's really no parking down there. Yeah, I guess you'd have to park roadside, but I'm not really sure how legal that is. There's definitely enough room down there to do it. And then you come straight up the front. It's nothing but a big scree field down in the front there and a small trail that lets you walk up. So that is definitely the most rigorous of all the trails on this mountain. As you make your way up the dark green trail, up the carriage trail, you're going to come to a spot called the dance floor. That's right behind me here. It's probably the most popular spot on the mountain. If you take a look around, you can see different names that have been chiseled in over the years, and if you get the light just right, you can actually look down and see glacial striations. Usually, if it's this time of day, you want to be over on that side, looking back this direction. But it's really a neat spot to come. What's also nice is if you're coming up the green trail, they do have a couple spots where you can stop before you get to the top. If you look in behind me here, they got a nice little rest area, and back in there, I don't know if it's been used for a while, but there is a fire pit back in there. Some of the nicer fire pits are up top. You can have, there's two of them up there. If you look in behind me, this is the green trail. There's that two blazes again, the top blaze showing the direction of the trail, and they actually put an arrow on there to help out a little bit. The reason they did this was because if you can look straight, you can see the remnants of the original trail. And they ended up switching the trail because they want the old trail to go back to reforestation. Okay, right now I'm making my way down the carriage trail. For most of you, you'll probably be coming up this direction. Now, if you end up coming up this way, you get to the top up on the dance floor, and you decide that you want to walk a little bit further, you can go ahead and walk across the top of the escarpment, get down on the other side, and follow the blue side back down. And in fact, if you have kids or smaller children, I would recommend that route instead of starting on the blue trail and ending up on this one, the green trail. This is where you end up parking. There's Mill Valley Road. They got parking, they've actually got prepared parking here, but when it gets real busy, they got to open up this gate in the back, and they allow you to park up on that area up there. So make sure you come through. When you stop in, take a look at the rules. There's a lot of different rules involved in hiking these trails. They've got a peregrine falcon alert. They've got many nests up there, so you want to make sure that you're reading the rules and abiding by the rules.